low-grade granite in the world. In fact, this small northeast Georgia community accounts for 1/2 of all monumental granite produced annually in the United States, creating memories. This is the story of Elberton Granite. The Elberton Granite story began in the late 1800s when the railroad came to Elberton and Dr. Nathaniel Long opened the area's first commercial quarry. Today, there are more than 40 quarries in operation, producing millions of cubics of lead-grade granite annually. Altogether, there are more than 100 covers and mausoleums are manufactured here. There's no doubt about it. Elberton deserves the billing as granite capital of the world. The granite deposits around Elberton were created more than 500 million years ago. Molten mass pushed its way upward, forming what geologists call the transfer in the soil computer. The wire will follow the program shape exactly as it completes the cutting process automatically. The next step in processing the granite into many finished monuments is giving it
over 951 cubic feet of granite make up the 11 pieces of the monument. The overall height is 19 feet 3 inches from the surface of the ground to the top of the capstone. There are slots and holes in the center stone that have astrological significance because they have been cut at precise angles to permit accurate readings of the sun and moon at various times of the year.
Standing on the highest point of Elbert County, the Georgia Guidestones have raised a lot of questions. 4 upright stones more than 16 feet high, with support stones totaling almost 238,000 pounds. And there's a message sandblasted in 12 languages in letters 2 inches tall. The sponsors of the mysterious project are said to be an anonymous group of out-of-state Americans promoting the concept of the conservation of mankind. Here's the mystery, though. Elberton granite businessman Joe Fenley was contacted to build the project by a man using the fictitious name of R.C. Christian. Granite City Bank President Wyatt Martin served as intermediary, handled the escrow account for all funds, and says he'll carry the secret of who R.C. Christian is to his grave. Well, in spite of what we don't know, Congressman Doug Bernard dedicated the Guidestones with an open mind.
We must stress today the need for self-control, for self-restraint, and yes, self-government, all of which I interpret in this Georgia Guidestone.
The sense of permanence is there, and we do know this. The Georgia Guidestones are some of the largest granite monuments ever erected, and they can be seen for years to come on Georgia Highway 77, 7 miles north of Elberton.
Have babies anymore. Haven't you noticed? Everybody knows multiple people. I don't even know that many people, but I know multiple people who are unable to have kids. I know people who have gotten the procedures, IGF, I think it is, something like that, where they have to do in vitro or, get literally in a petri dish, be able to create a baby because their bodies aren't able to do it because of the chemical baths they're putting people under, because of the injections that people are taking, thinking that they're healing their bodies, and they're not. So the article goes on to defend the Guidestones. It says the Guidestones were often under attack by vandals. Then they talk about the fake story, which I've covered. Those videos should be here on the website. About, the car got away, and mysteriously there was no big trial for the guy that blew him up. It's all fake. They blew him up on purpose because of the capstone, not the capstone, the time capsule that was underneath it. They needed it. So they go on to talk about the victimization. Well, telling people, these stones really, they were victims. Nobody should blow them up. Meanwhile, they're tearing down statues of other things, and I agree with the tearing down of the statues of the forefathers of this country anyway, because they're all Masons. So the Masons are doing this by design anyway, because it's for the betterment of their New World Order. But, they agree with what suits them, right? So let me get this straight. Because they consider conservatives the ones who took it down, everybody agrees that they should still be up, even though it's calling for the mass execution of humanity. These people are falling for this stuff. And as we head towards more persecution of Christians, these people are going to get bloodlust. They're going to get bloodlust. And I'm going to cover this
with Dale Bohannon, whom I've known since, I guess, the mid-1980s. And he told me something very interesting that he found back in the fall of 2000 while he was on a business trip. Listen to this, folks.
I was pulled to the side road, which was a new cut gravel dirt road in front of a business, a builder supply business, actually top-notch builder supply in Madison, Georgia. To my right, this was previously was a soybean field, and this little new cut road divided this field, and the right side of the road was filled with which I thought was portable toilets. I never looked at them that close. Same in color, maybe black, but which was an odd color. And I was sitting there going over my notes, and a van pulled alongside of me that turned out to be the property owner. And he greeted me, and he was by himself, and so we had a good little dialogue there, and I asked him about the field of black boxes. What were they? Because I'd never seen anything like that, and his statement was that if he told me, I would be one of few people in Madison, Georgia that knew about them. And he says they're disposable coffins, I believe he told me. And he says there's 100 at that time. He said there was 125,000 there. And they were stacked. He told me 15 high. I asked him who owned them, and he stated that the CDC owned them, and that they were leasing his land for storage. And he said his brother worked with the CDC in Atlanta and had been asked by the CDC to do a 3-year extension to place temporary morgues all across the nation.
So in January of this year, 2005, we decided to drive to beautiful Madison, Georgia, and take a look for ourselves. It was on a Sunday and no one was around, with the exception of this one pickup truck that was coming out the narrow road that we were going in on next to this field. We flagged down the pickup truck, and it was providential that the driver of this pickup truck turned out to be the son of the man that owned this field. So naturally, we started asking him questions. And he told us that not long ago, there had been as many as 500,000 of these grave liners or disposable coffins. We asked him for permission if we could look around, and he said yes. So we did.
We're just getting an idea for the size of these boxes. What could these boxes be used for? Well, they're called casket liners. And that's an interesting term, isn't it? It's a casket liner. When I first heard the term casket liner, I thought perhaps a lining for a casket. But this is too big to be on the inside of a casket. So certainly this could be used as a casket. This is an inexpensive casket. And you can see the size here. There's lots of room. I think my friends here, we could all probably get inside. It might be a little cozy, but we'd fit just fine. Which tells me that these liners can be used for more than just one. And one more time, what kind of liners are these?
Casket liners.
These are casket liners.
That's what the man said.
That's what the man told us. And we're told that there are about, well, there were about 500,000 out here.
Later, as I
Shalom, my name is Priest Gabor, and to my right I have
Priest Uriam Lab.
and the name of the show is called The End of the World. Now we're going to continue from where we left off the last time. And basically our topic at hand was the concentration camps that are coming to America. And you know what? In my research I found that most people don't know what the word concentration camp means. Well, the word concentration means just that. Something that is concentrated, you have a lot of it in a certain area, all right? And then you have the word camp. Now, what's going to be concentrated in those concentration camps? People, basically. And what kind of people? Not only so-called white people, yeah, you're going to be in there too, but mainly you so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Puerto Ricans who we're really focusing at. Because you are people. You're known as the Israelites in the Bible. You're the children of Israel, and same people that walk through the Red Sea with Moses. That's you. But you don't want to accept that. So because you don't want to accept that, which is the Most High's truth, the Most High on the left-hand side, because that's what you don't know. All the power that these elites have, these I don't care if they call themselves Illuminati, secret society, skull and bones, whatever, their power is coming from the left-hand side of the Most High. And the Most High is going to use them to punish you because you don't want to listen to his word. And you don't want to listen to his prophets, of which we are. We're not just a bunch of black men that's into the Bible. We're the prophets of the Heavenly Father. problem, then they want to generate the reaction, then they want to come with the solution, which Patriot Act 2 is all about taking freedom away. I mean, just totally eviscerating freedom. All right? Go on. Men's hearts failing them for fear. That means you won't have the freedom, so you can understand you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Puerto Ricans, you won't have the freedom to drive down the street, act a fool. You'll have to be in your house at a certain time. If you're caught after that hour or after that minute of that certain time, you're going to be arrested or shot. And the majority of you, like we're going to prove, you're going to be hauled off into what is called concentration camps or detention centers or internment camps, which is nothing new because I, doing research, found out that during World War II, America had concentration camps. That's right. Over there in the west part of America, in
Okay, let's change the tables, okay? Now we're getting ready to break down this video. This is a video called Telephone. Now, a lot of you guys and girls watch this video and don't have a damn clue about what it's talking about. It's Lady Gaga and Beyonce. It is totally satanic. They're telling you what's to come upon America. So this is my job to let you guys know what their intentions are. We know America is done. Beyonce is promoting poison. She's putting poison in her boyfriend's coffee. It's supposed to be a tasteless poison. When he drinks it, he dies. Now, throughout this video, they're showing you nothing but death and how to make poison to kill, because that's what's coming to your local food chain. I will explain as the video is progressing. Lady Gaga. Did you not notice the men that's dancing around her are gay, cross-dressers, and drag queens? Even though she has the all-seeing eye, she's letting you know something is about to happen and only she knows and the elite knows. Let's go to it. You see this poison she's holding in her hand? Well, she's going to put it in syrup, because once you put it in syrup, it's tasteless. And she's going to give you the recipe. Check that out. Israel, rat poison, cyanide, FEXM3. That's really a solution to kill. Notice she's sprinkling over all the food because it's tasteless. She's going to bring the food out with the all-seeing eye. That means the elite knows what's getting ready to happen, but you don't. This is going to happen in America, it's for real. I told you in the movie Five Fingers starring Lawrence Fishburne, they were promoting this. Now check this out. Illuminati. They're eating food as they're watching along, and they have no idea what's happening because the average person is living in the Matrix. And what happens after that? They soon kill over. Lady Gaga, the all-seeing eye, and it stops with the star, the red, white, and blue star. That represents America. Lady Gaga also has the all 24 stars on her body. They're letting you know they're talking about Americans. Now, as the video keeps playing, you notice people around them are dying or have died. And they're also showing you how people are going to die. When they grab their throat, they jump up in the air. That's all in how people are going to die. And then after they get through showing you that, they're going to put the all-seeing eye up, showing you Illuminati, that they see all things and you don't. Right there. These things will happen in America. This video is so satanic, it's troubling.